Close your eyes right now. Think back to that long stint in your life when you were a child and you found creation in everything. Everything. Right there. Now think back to that exact moment when that period of time ended. Why did it end? Hello, my name is Elisa. If you've never met me, my name is Elisa. I want to do something a little differently today. Now, I know I said that last week. We are in a season of newness and difference. But what we're going to be doing is our usual, talking about movies and also talking about real life. Because we love movies and we stay connected to ourselves through real life. Obviously, movies are a reflection of real life. I could spit all day if I really needed to, but I know that you get it. Last week, I went to The View as an audience member, and they had on Glen Powell and Daisy Edgar-Jones. Now, I could not take pictures of them during the taping, which is so sad and whack, but I saw them in real life. We're really here to talk about the things they talked about. They were children and they had big imaginations, and they stayed connected to that creative side obviously throughout their adulthood, which a lot of us don't do. I feel connected to mine now, but there was a period where I didn't, and I remember when it stopped. I was in 9th grade biology class and everybody was talking about my Gangnam Style video that I made by myself, and usually you're supposed to make that with a crowd of people. I felt shame that day, and something about creation, it can make you feel that way if you let it. You feel seen, and so it's not really advertised to keep living in that way as adults. And I want to change that narrative. I mean, I think it's changing because of like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whoop-de-whoop. But I just want to encourage you to hop on in there a little bit harder, a little bit smarter, a little bit farther. So I want to talk about the movie Twisters, and I want to talk about why we need to stay connected to that creative side of ourselves, because it is actually detrimental to you and everyone around you and possibly the whole world when you don't. So let me start off by saying something that I haven't said in a few weeks. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. And I don't think I've told you guys this, but I'm a new coffee drinker. New York has changed me in that way, and I'm feeling ready. At the top of this movie, Kate is all jolly and all lit with her 5 friends. They're going to catch some twisters, catch some tornadoes. You know what I'm saying? They're like down in the South, so they're just into shit like that. And it's cute. The beginning of the movie shows the innocence in such a way. They're just genuinely doing something dangerous, but they're with loved ones and they're listening to music, and they're actually, I don't think they were snacking, but I was definitely snacking. To me, it seemed like everybody was snacking, but everybody was having a good time because it was a good time. However, the tornado is a category 5, and 3 of her 5 friends literally get slurped up into the sky, and so that's traumatic. It forced her to stop doing that. That sort of can relate to when you stopped doing the creative thing. Your creation is something that you use to add to the world, to inspire others, to like become your fullest self, because you never know how the things that you do inspire others. And even though she didn't kill her friends, but they did die, she had that moment where she stopped doing the thing that she loved that was actually going to save people. She had one friend that survived, lost contact with him. She moved up to New York City. She started working behind a desk, ghosting her mom. Okay, now boom, her friend that survived the storm with her has tracked her down, has invited her to coffee, and has said he's working with a new company that's found new technology. The tornadoes are getting awfully bad, and he wants her help because nobody chases tornadoes like her. And tornadoes as we know it, that's not really something, just like any natural disaster, that's not really something that as humans we have a handle on. So she does give some pushback, but eventually she says yes, and she ends up going with him for 1 week to try to figure out a solution using this new technology to help families, to help the less fortunate, and to make sure people aren't being devastated and ran through by these fucking tornadoes. And that can be very representative of all of the moments that you have where you're kind of getting pulled back into that creativity, whether it's someone inviting you to an event, whether it's somebody asking you like, oh, like I remember that you used to paint, like I want this painting for my apartment, can you paint it for me? It could be the smallest thing. Maybe you should just try to see how it makes you feel again. That could be like God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And so like close your eyes right now and think back to a more recent moment. If something came up to reconnect you to that thing that you were passionate about, or reconnect you to that thing that gave you fulfillment, or inspired you, or inspired others, that you really love to do, did you say yes? Did you tap in, or did you not tap in? And when you saw that that was a possibility, how did that make you feel? Did you see yourself in a new light? Did you see yourself being more loving to your friends and family? Did you see yourself being full? Did you see your cup full? So you thought about that moment when you maybe have gotten tugged back and you have the option of saying yes or no to your dreams. The thing that happens when you say no is that you are creating a bigger void in your life. And maybe you're trying to fill it with clothes, shoes, food. It can show up as so many different things and genuinely bring out the worst side of you. Even at least integrating a little bit into your life makes all the difference. It shows you different sides of yourself. It shows you what's possible. It shows you that you can still be connected to that side of things that you really love. And sometimes your passions don't make you that much money, at least not at first. It will, and it can, but just it doesn't really happen immediately for everybody. And I'm not even going to say it won't happen to you, because it could. But I'm just saying, if it doesn't, don't get discouraged. Keep going. So throughout the movie, she was given this week to trust her intuition and have opportunities to tap back in. Now, initially, when she had that first opportunity to tap back in, she did good, and then she dropped the ball. Throughout the movie, she had several opportunities to learn and to try again and to try again and to try again. And like when you're getting into things that you really love, not everybody's just immediately saying, you have to try 1,000 times sometimes. But you do have to keep trying sometimes. That's the only way to gain experience. That's the only way to get better. That's the only way to test your limits and learn the things that you wouldn't if you weren't in that fucking field. And maybe you don't have the most confidence, but the confidence grows. You just have to keep going, and you just have to get clear on what you love to do and just keep doing it. Having a nice hobby improves well-being. I say all that to say, it is weird being seen to the world, and it can even be tough being seen trying. It's okay to fail. And to be honest, just don't post about it. Fail in private. The amount of times I failed in private this year, you guys, you will never fucking know. I will never fucking open my mouth about it. It just happens. And you get over it, and you move on, and you keep going. And Kate in the movie learned that. And Kate in the movie did that. And Kate in the movie killed that fucking Category 5 tornado all by her damn self with the same resources she used when her friends died, because she got it a little wrong, but she had somebody on her team that helped her tweak, and then boom. Mission fulfilled. Purpose complete. And that's all it takes sometimes. You know what you need to do. Tweak it 3%. And if it wasn't that 3%, tweak it another 3%. Just keep trying, figuring out ways. There's no guidelines to success. There's no book to tell you how to do it. Yeah, you can see how someone else did it. And yeah, you should probably follow along with their process until you need to figure out how to dive into your own process. When you don't let yourself be in tune with your creative side, you are creating a void in your life. You're not allowing yourself to be the best person. You're not allowing yourself to grow in confidence and self-esteem, because that thing that aligns with you the most is what's going to make you learn the most about yourself. And I'm not saying that that's going to be your thing for the rest of your life, but it's definitely going to open doors to new things and teach you about new passions and introduce you to new people and open you up to new opportunities and just show you a world that you wouldn't have just found just doing your regular day to day. Things don't fall into your lap mysteriously. You take action. So start doing that thing you love and start seeing how it changes who you are as a person, because they did it in Twisters and they did it, Glen Powell and Daisy Edgar-Jones, growing up, and now look at them. And I rate the movie an 8.4 out of 10. It was really good. Anyways, if you're not doing it for you, then for who? And if you're not doing it at all, then boo! That's all from me. I will see you Sunday.